Don't forget to like and subscribe, and share your opinion down below. Today's video is a little different. I've come across a subreddit called r/that happened and I just had to share some of what I saw. Please enjoy cringing with me. And not a single injury? Am I the a-hole for jumping out a train window? I study in a big city and my hometown is far away from many major train stations. The closet one is 45 kilometers away. However, the train tracks are very close to my town. It's just the train doesn't stop near it. What do? Book a ticket to the nearest station. Then I jump out the window. The train varies in speed, but it's very slow when it's in that area, so it's never really dangerous jumping out. Never once gotten hurt. Don't like doing this and I try to arrange for someone to pick me up as there's literally no buses or anything there. We had a family emergency and they needed me ASAP. Took the only train that day and did it. Looks like one of the train workers saw it last time and recognized me when I came on the train. She asked me for my ID and I said no. She kept telling me to give it to her and I refused. I know this is a common tactic ticket collectors use. You show them your ID and they keep it until you do what they want. She got upset, walked away, then came back with another worker who explained to me that they're upset and I can't do this. I explained I have a family emergency and understand their concern, but nobody can pick me up and they need me. They told me they don't care. I went to the bathroom and there was no window there. Went to the other cabin and I think they got onto me, especially since I brought my backpack with me. Thankfully this one did have a window, and they were screaming at me. I don't know what. On my way back they saw me and were so pissed. I pretended like it wasn't me and pretended like I was a foreigner and said I only speak English and it worked. I feel really bad, but I did what I had to. Where to even begin on this one? Not only is he the hero of his own adventure movie, the collectors are now tricksters whom he had to avoid and pull some mischief on to survive. And he didn't get hurt jumping out? Right. Also, what train would have bathroom windows and cabin windows that fit him enough he can jump from? And they recognize him from the other day but now they can't since he lied about his language? My buddy, your imagination is wild. Haha. Poor Tumblr user gets bullied. Last night. Friend gets pulled over by the police. Cop, do you know why I pulled you over? Hey. Why do you have a damn camera? Friend, I'm within my rights as an American citizen to record this traffic stop. This is for my safety and yours. Cop, sir, we will not harm you. Friend, officer, with all due respect, you cannot expect me to believe that after what happened in Fredson. Cop, listen to me, you chuckleaf bee. Give me the damn camera, or I'll shove it up your a-hole. Friend, no, that's my new camera. I got it last week. Cop, smashes the camera and throws it into a nearby garbage truck. Cop, step out of the car, son. Me, don't hurt him. Cop, I didn't want to, but now. Stop resisting. Friend, my arm. Cop, don't like it? Call the cops. Oh, wait. Haha, dumbert. Get your butts home and don't you ever breath a word of what happened tonight. Cop, drives away. Friend, that was my new camera. Me, don't worry. I wrote his badge number on my hand. We'll report him. Friend, it won't do any good. Cops flock to protect their own. If you have a badge, you can commit any crime you want and people will praise you for it. He could have assaulted us and left us for dead, and people would take his side. Me, starts to cry. Friend, nobody wants to believe it, but it's true. I almost feel sorry for those two for not being believed. Oh god. A gem I found on Buzzfeed. I was sitting in a medical gown, and the male doctor walked in, greeted my male fiance, and asked about the reason for our visit. I stood up, my gown falling open to reveal my body, extended my hand, and said, "Good afternoon. I'm here to have some moles removed, and you have one chance to correct that lovely dose of everyday misogyny before I make a scene." The doctor swallowed hard and looked back at my fiance. I cleared my throat as my fiancé tipped his head toward me. The doctor apologized pretty damn quick. Double quote. All commentary needed is in this comment. He's got God-given talent. Haha. He swallowed hard, staring at my Triple H breasts as they bounced breezily with rage. I had reached the zenith of my anger as he felt from my ice cold stare. His hands trembled and he stood mouth agape while I snapped at him, "You have one chance to correct your misogyny." My eyes flickered a shade of red. Normally they change colors throughout the day based on my mood. How I'm so quirky. And the doctor sputtered what sounded like some kind of half-butted apology while my husband stared in awe at the utter force of woman that he had married. In the doorway, I could see nurses clapping as my breasts heaved back into place. I had moved so quickly they were like a pendulum on a grandfather clock that my grandfather used to own. I could still smell the farm he lived on when I thought about him. I quickly snapped back to reality when I saw that both the doctor and my husband now had erections. I was in charge now. As the room echoed with cheers from the nurses' station outside of the room, I pressed a hand to my cheek and realized I had been crying. And everybody clapped for nice guys. Haha, this reminds of a time that I helped a random woman who approached me to ND her way to a cafe she was looking for, and then her angry 6 feet boyfriend showed up out of nowhere and said, "Don't talk to her. She's mine. Move before I flatten you." I simply responded with, "Excuse me, this beautiful lady asked me a question and she has her own life. Maybe if you weren't so insecure you wouldn't be so angry all the time." People around me started going OHH and then the woman said, "Scott, I'm leaving you. I found someone else," and then she kissed me in front of the cheering crowd. He ran away crying and we've been together 8 years now. This one's mostly satire, but still plausible what the commenter has spawned from their imagination. Isn't he living the dream? And then her family all stood up and clapped. Huh? Worst customer service ever. Last night my daughter ordered dinner for 7 of us at a not to be named National Taco restaurant. The total was over $40. When she got home food was missing. Duplicates of some items and some items we didn't order. All of the items were wrapped in same wrapper, so to figure out what it was we had to unwrap and look inside each item. She called the restaurant. They denied it at first. Then said if she came back they would replace missing items. By now everything is cold. She called back and they said there was nothing they could do about it. She said she wanted her money back. After speaking with 2 managers we bagged everything and took it back. They could not figure out how to reprint the receipt, nor did they know how to do a refund. They gave her an approximate amount of money from the register. She went somewhere else and got food to bring home. End of story? Nope. The police showed up at her door a couple of hours later with a restraining order. Are you effing kidding me? I have worked at 4 different pandas in 3 states, some corporate and some franchise. Never have I seen a customer treated like this. Can anyone else sense a Karen vibe here? They might have actually gotten a no trespassing order, but Karens, as they might be, had to exaggerate the whole ordeal to the point it's a court order now. 2 managers and cashiers who didn't know how to handle the machine they use every single day? Come on now, Karen. You're only making yourself look bad. Just stay out of my way. This one from r/ask Reddit. What was the worst example you have seen of a teacher favoring the popular kid? I was being bullied by a basketball player in school. I told the principal and teachers about it and they did nothing but tell me just stay out of his way. So I called my brothers who called their friends and waited for me after school. When I came out and saw my brothers I pointed to the basketball player and we beat the shit out of him. One of my brother's friends broke his jaw and he had a couple of bruised ribs. I got suspended for calling my brothers and not telling the principal who was involved. I told the principal just stay out of my way. All of this could have been avoided had they told him to leave me alone, but alas, I had to take care of it myself. This one might be exaggerated like there is no tomorrow, but I don't think the kid who wrote it is okay. Someone needs to get him some counseling before it's late. Buffoon apparently lives in a video game. You don't even want to know. When I was in the army I was so bad at that in basic training they just let me do what I want. I was the toughest guy in the platoon. I could run faster, shoot better and do everything better than anyone. The DI just let me go to the barracks and read Playboys. I became a sniper in the army and did all kinds of secret missions. All classified. Let's just say I was a part of some major events. You won't read my name in history books but I was there and you can thank me for making your country safer anytime. As a gamer I feel quite offended to read this. This dude has been playing lots of shooting games that it got to his mind eventually. Lay off COD for a bit, my man. Because that's how dogs work. A post from the subreddit r/ban pitbulls. It's horrid that such a Reddit sub exists to start with. My husband and I rescued a mutt beagle mix. Later found out that the shelter lied about knowing that it was a pitbull mix, and everything was fine at first. He was very sweet and friendly at the shelter visit and did just fine when we played with him there. We signed the adoption paperwork after being told he had no previous history of aggression and was fine with people and animals. As soon as we stepped out of the shelter and got him into our car he growled at me but I just put it off to normal nervousness. When we took him to a pet store right away to let him pick out a toy he barked at another dog and child and tried to get off of his leash. We finally got home, a little stressed out, but fine. He took a nap on the bed and seemed fine but when he woke up and saw me and my husband talking on the other side of the room he calmly walked to the edge of the bed, growled, and then lunged at me super aggressively and tried to bite my face. It was so weird and unprovoked, and we obviously ran out of the room panicked. We shut the door behind us and all we heard was growling and then a series of super loud thumps at the door because he was throwing himself at it like crazy. We decided to call animal control and when they showed up the woman who put the muzzle on and got him to the van told us she had taken this dog from 3 different homes herself in the past few months. We later found out it was his 7th. Honestly, what they're accusing the dog of is heartbreaking. They're just trying to make the breed look bad, when its reputation is damaged enough. It is horrible. People like this should not be on the internet. I don't think authorities would allow the dog to be even adopted if it had been aggressive to humans. It's all BS.